Okay. Um, I have to try and figure out how to stabilize the camera because I don't have an actual stand, so I'm using this apparatus here. But you can see my work. So let me just go ahead and please go to my Instagram. I'll put a link below as to what my Instagram page is. This is part of the border that I'm working on. I've heard some comments from other people that, oh, I don't have patience to do this. Trust me, I don't have patience either. But when you do work like this, it does tend to take you to a zone and you can just um, relax and not stress out and do that. So this here is a Maile border. Like I said, I'll hit the link to my Instagram page and you can go look for the pictures that I've posted on the process of putting this thing. The stage that I'm at is where the lalau or the pattern has been cut out and it has been placed on the background fabric, which is the white, and it has been laid out, pinned, and then thread basted so that it holds everything down, and you take off all the pins so that you can start working on your actual piece of work that you're doing. You can't do this kind of work with pins holding the item. You'll murder yourself. It will no longer be white and blue. It will have red, all over the place from the bloodshed. Trust me on that one. Yeah, so this is the kind of work I like to do. So I'm working on the border. This is the last section of the whole border that I'm working on, and let me just give you a few. So this is what the kavili is all about, or the overcast stitch. Now I'm gonna make this disclaimer right now. So those of you who do overcast work or hemming or any other type of needlework like hand sewing, do not make comments that you're doing it wrong, la 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 la, because everybody has their own way of doing needlework. It's whatever feels comfortable with you, whatever you can handle, however you learn. Some of you, your tutu have taught, or your obabang, or somebody has taught you how to do hand stitching once upon a time. And by the way, my family doesn't do this, other than maybe my nama'u grandmother, my mom, my dad's mother may have done Hawaiian quilting, but we don't have any. So I don't know. I was told that she probably did, but whether or not she did or not, between me and my oldest half sister, we kind of, well, I wouldn't know because my grandmother died before I was born. So yeah. Anyway, another note about Hawaiian quilting. When I first started fooling around with this and started trying it, I was maybe just out of high school, and I was afraid to show my dad because my dad was such a rugged, cowboy person, and horse, Thompson Ranch horse person, blah blah blah, and I was kind of afraid to show him because most guys or most men don't necessarily pick up this and start doing it. Although I have learned through the years that men who do quilting, men who do crocheting, men who do knitting, or even other fine lace work ends up being beautiful artisans. So with that in mind, I didn't know that back then. And then my dad saw me fooling around with it, and he says, "What you doing, boy? What you doing?" I was like, oh, and I got scared, like, oh my God, he gonna scold me. And I said, "Oh, I trying to learn how to do this." "Oh, who teaching you?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I get books and I stay reading." He said, "Oh, okay. Well, you gotta practice, can make nice, yeah? Nice, when a thing all lay out and big." So, more, he wasn't like scolding me, I said, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah." He go, "No give up, boy. Hard, not easy for do that kind of stuff." I said, "Oh, okay, okay." And he says, some of our cowboys up Ulupalakua, the uncles, they drive pipi during the day. They ride horse. They go. They do everything. They go hunt. They shoot. Kolohala. They shoot all the pheasants. They bring them all home. And what they do, they pluck all the feathers and they make the beautiful Kolohala lace. And I went, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Yeah." And he said the name, and I cannot confirm if it was really Papa Hapakuka from Ulupalakua. But I said, "Yeah, I remember Papa doing this kind of stuff, Hapakuka." He would go and he would make the kind nice kind stuff, he would make the kind blanket, cover the bed, food for the stuff. And that's not the kind blanket you use. It's the kind decoration kind you put out, when decoration day or, maybe holiday or something, you go put something nice on the bed. That's the kind of stuff he used to make. I was like, wow. So that was like, you better practice and you better learn. So here we are, 40 something years later, still trying. So here I'm at this little part here. I don't know if you can see if the camera angle is good. I'm gonna try and improve on this. I'm using my cell phone obviously, but yeah, anyway. So I'm at this point where I've already came around the valleys. So these areas, the points are called your valleys. Your points are your hills, and then this is your valley, and so on and so forth in the realm of applique quilting, because I've been watching 1,000 videos of trying to improve my work, but everyone says you have to develop your own style. So I kind of had to stop watching because I was watching videos every day and I was getting too repetitive. But anyway, so this is how I do it. So in your hand, and I'm right-handed, so my sewing will be with my right hand, and this is my left hand. How I was taught to hold it was to keep things tight and to keep things in your work area, which is right in this small little circle here, is to hold it like you're gripping it, like you're gripping it between your pointer finger is here, so your thumb is going to hold it, and it's going to help hold the crease of the fold under, yeah. And then this, your pilau finger, the one you show finger, we're not going to do, well, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, like that. Anyway, so yeah, your naughty finger over here also helps hold it, and you're holding the work in your hand, and you're holding it, and this helps you. So I tuck it under like this, so it's over the curve of the finger. I don't know if you can notice that. It's over the curve of your finger, and by doing that, you take your small stitches. When you start working on your fabrics, you will see that the weave of your fabrics have, like, you can see, the threads in the weave. So what you want to do is you want to keep so you're going to go down into the fabric and come up. So you go down into the fabric like this, taking a small stitch, and yes, you do sometimes prick your finger, so you just gotta go be real easy. But once you start doing it, you'd be surprised how you can maneuver the needle without stabbing yourself every single time. if you're not ma'a, or if you're not used to, まだこの手で縫うの時まだ慣れてないだったら you're gonna poke yourself. If your hand is not used to turning it, if you're not ma'a to the needle and you're turning it under, you're gonna poke yourself. And if you can see my finger over here, it's kind of turned into something like a callus over here. Really, it's kind of rough, and that's because I'm constantly scraping the needle, the tip of the needle on the skin, and so yeah, so occupational hazard. Yeah, you're gonna have that. So and you don't necessarily want to lotion constantly that part of your finger, because you want that callus to develop so that it doesn't hurt every time you go. And trust me, sometimes you miscue and you stab yourself. Okay, so anyway, so the thread has already been in, because this is already I'm on an actual project. So the thread is in. I've come up maybe two or three places, or 2 or 3 threads within the fold, and then I'm gonna go right where that thread came up at the exact same point into the white at the very edge of the purple, and I come up maybe a millimeter, or maybe not even a millimeter, a little more, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters. Yes, it's a very small stitch. You come up, you push with your finger. I don't like to use thimbles, but okay. I do have a thimble, and it's in my eche over here. Wait, hold on. And I saw this on a Japanese video, and I went, oh, I can do that. This lady wore a thimble like this, and she wore it on her hand. It's an open thimble, and usually they wear this on your thumb, so that you can quilt with your thumb pushing back the other way, so that you come this way as you're quilting, and then you can go back this way if you're talented enough. So they make these so that you can stick your finger in, and blah blah blah. So I use this, and I keep this like this, and then what I do is if the needle gets dull sometimes, it's hard to push through. So what I do is I'll stick it in, come up with the fabric, and then tuck my finger and push the needle till I get to that point. Then I have enough of the needle where I can grab and pull through. So let me just take a few stitches here. And you'd be surprised that you can work kind of, not like zoom, but it is handwork. Okay, so now I've taken a few stitches, and this is the raw edge, so I need to tuck this under, and in doing so you use your needle, you hold the fabric with your thumb on your left side, or you hold on your resting hand, not your working hand, your resting hand. You have the thumb here, you're holding the fabric, you're going to use the needle, and you're going to tuck the fabric under, and you're going to smooth it out with the needle, and you're going to hold it with your thumb. Maybe use this baby finger, let him do some work, and you flatten out the fabric so that now the raw edge is turned under, and you're going to sew that. So now that it's turned under, I'm going to go ahead and start stitching and doing this. Now this is one step of, oh, it's kind of dark. What happened to my sun? This is one of the steps in doing Hawaiian quilting. This is called kavili. Okay. And this is just to share. Now, I'm gonna say this. I've been on the internet. I've gone and, you can Google search. You can go look for. Wait, did I just pull out my thread? No, I didn't. You can Google search Hawaiian quilting and pictures. Look at the images. pictures will always come up. If you look at the older historical quilts, the lines are not perfect, the shapes are not perfect flowers, so if you have a little ding or a little bump, that if you've missed it and you've gone on, don't worry about it. I was for a while, I was like, oh, all my little bumps, and I used to think to myself, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so, I'm like so critical of myself. You've already cut your shape and your Miley border to, so now it's just turning it under and trying to perfect. And this is for me. It's not a commissioned work where I'm gonna get paid, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars for putting in my handwork. And if you look at nature as well, plants don't all have the same leaf over and over and over again, and it's not always pristine. So, yeah. But anyway, that's just saying. If I get good responses to this, or if I get nice, comments or whatever, and if you folks are, nice about it, I'll demonstrate another process of doing the valley. Valleys are a little bit harder because when you're doing a valley and you're coming into this very deep turn, you need to use the needle to flip it around, and you don't always turn under a whole lot of fabric, so you've got to take small minute stitches all in this valley to kind of give it like a satin stitch effect, to like a zigzag with your needle that you're creating, so that you cover that valley, so that if this ever goes into the wash and you wash that, you don't want all these edges to fray out and causing rips and stuff in your quilt. You want that to be sewn under and pa'a, even if you were to throw this in the wash. I would use delicate and cold water if you ever wash. In all of my Hawaiian quilting books, even the ones that were printed like from the 1970s and going on so forth, they do not recommend you pre-washing your fabric, and don't crucify me over that, or don't throw me to the lions because I said don't pre-wash your fabric. The only reason why in cotton, Kona cotton, it's already fraying like this. If you can see some of the strings hanging out, this is natural for this type of weave of fabric. Some fabrics will be more, and it's just it's hard to throw it in a wash, bring it out, iron them all up, and then you have threads all over the place because it went through the wash like that. I know there's gentle cycles and it's a lot gentler now, but you will still have all of that and when it's time to do this kind of you spend more time, like, I don't know if you can see it because it's right here, but there are all small little eyelashes sticking out. I usually try, especially when you get to the point and to the valley, I trim all that off so that this whole leaf, or this part of the motif, or the part of the leaf, will be clean, so that when you turn it under, I just stabbed myself, when you turn it under, you'll have less problems with fraying and with, what I mean, with the eyelashes all sticking out and you having to turn all of that. But yeah, it's work, but yeah, I like doing this. So thanks for listening. This is part 2 of one of the two parts that I made, because I needed to prop my camera. I'm hoping to look into maybe a stand or other types of cameras. So hope to hear you guys soon. Thank you. Aloha.